Well, so how many occasions did you use the term nigger in a non-derogatory fashion during interrogations, sir?
And I would say I used it as many times as I had to.
Did you say that was more than 100 times?
Oh. In my life, I've probably used it around more times than he's got inches of tape on that machine.
Okay, and give me an estimate. I don't know how many inches.
About 1 million, for starters.
Okay.
You don't want him acting like you're acting adversely.
Does it facilitate your interrogation to have the person think of you as a friend? You're trying to get a confession,
and be comfortable, right? Yes.
You want him to be comfortable, right? Mm-hmm. If possible, right?
Right.
And if to use the term nigger to get him comfortable, you would use it, right?
If I could tell that was the way they talked most of the time. You see, the difference when I try to explain something, it was trying to
let him answer the question.
Wait, it's trying to explain physics to my grandson who's 3 months old. You're not there. You haven't been there. You don't understand it. Okay, it's got to be. You got to live it. You have to live it. Just like they say on TV when they bring out political correctness. People that come out of the suburbs and go, "This is terrible." No, they haven't lived it. They can sit there and stand back and go, "Oh, that's horrible," because I heard a movie star say that was horrible. No. You don't know how the people really live. You have to understand how people live and what they're comfortable with.
Did you participate or witness the beating of Clinton Welton with a flashlight and fists?
And the answer is no, because I've never didn't see anybody get beat, electrocuted, electrified, set on fire, thrown out any windows. All the accusations have been taken today. None of that happened. It's like I'm reading the book Boss, and you're narrating it.
So it came out.
You got an F in math.
It came out that in 900 of those cases, the defendant and his lawyer alleged that you abused him or her, right?
Roughly, yeah.
All right.
I would say, we made the approximate number. So if you're hunting for it and you come up with 899 instead of 900, I mean that's by our agreement. We figured that would be the number to work with.
Okay, and in those 900 cases, you testified and denied in each of those 900 cases that you abused anybody, didn't you?
You mean I testified in each one of them that I abused somebody?
That you did not.
No, I didn't. And you asked me if I had proof, and I said, yeah, 900 statements that weren't thrown out of court.
Listen to my question. My question, sir, is in those 900 cases, you testified in court under oath, and in each case denied that you'd abused anybody, right?
That's correct.
All right. What rank is your son?
He's patrolman.
And where is he assigned?
You're getting personal. He's not involved in this case. Leave the boy alone. Get your grubby hands off of him.
How old is your son?
Older than you. Excuse me, I'm talking about education-wise.
Okay. Who is your son's commanding officer?
Haven't got a clue. I heard a lot of, like crying and stuff, and I went there.
You heard a lot of what?
Crying, baby crying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you heard Mr. Kitchen crying?
Oh yeah.
All right. And about what time was it that you first heard Mr. Kitchen crying?
That'd be 2 or 3 o'clock.
All right. And this
took a while for it to work on his conscience, but.
So you heard him crying around 2 or 3 a.m. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. He wanted to see what he did, and obviously it had an effect on him.
Question him when you went in at 3.
No.
Did you beat him at all when you went in at 2?
No.
Did you abuse him in any way when you went in at 2?
No.
And when you went in at 3, did you beat him in any way?
Nope.
Did you kick him?
Nope.
Did you abuse him in any way?
Nope.
Now, when you went in that second time and brought Byron in, and in a 5 a.m. occasion, and you went and got Byron and brought the paper and all of that in, did you, during that session, did you punch and kick Ronald Kitchen?
No.
Did Byron punch and kick Ronald Kitchen in your presence?
No.
Did anyone else enter and punch or kick Ronald Kitchen during
No.
that session? Did you knock Kitchen out of the chair in which he was seated?
No.
Did Byron knock Kitchen out of the chair
No.
when he was seated? Did anyone else knock him out of the chair where
No.
he was seated? Did either you or anyone else during that session punch Ronald Kitchen in the ribs and the groin?
No.
Did you kick him in the ribs or the groin?
No.
During any of these sessions, did you call Ronald Kitchen a nigger?
No.
Did you make reference to the term nigger in any way in order to help facilitate your question?
No.
Did you use the term in order to make him feel comfortable?
I want him to be treated like a human being. I had probable cause for believing he killed 3 babies and 2 women. I was not going to make him take extra measures to make him feel like he was the king of England, all right? You've seen what I've seen or done what I've done, then you'd know what I was talking about. He wasn't beaten, he wasn't kicked, he wasn't slapped, he wasn't abused. May God have mercy on my soul if I treated him like he did something right. Because I had never been able to come out that room and look at a kid in the face.
You, in fact, had been to the scene right
Yes.
after it happened,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And Commander Burge was there as well, right?
No, Commander Burge was not with me.
Well, but he was there, wasn't he?
I'll tell you what, I didn't know Commander Burge was anywhere probably till after the trial, and somebody showed me pictures of him being there, but Burge wasn't in charge of anything that night. He had the big hitters there. He had Wadnicki and Stibich. Burge would open his mouth. He'd have been rowing a boat to the 3-mile crib to his new post.
Oh, really?
Eddie Wadnicki was not one to fool with.
Burge wasn't either, was he?
I don't know.
Lockett's.
If I had to pick one of the two, I'd be terrified of Wadnicki. Burge?
It's 416,
He
so
was your prisoner, right? Kitchen, that is?
I considered him my prisoner.
So
The
you
minute
don't-
he gives it up to
okay.
me, he belongs to me.
And so you could hear him when he was crying, right?
Sure.
And you continued to watch the room, the new room he was moved into, did you not?
Yeah, but when that door closed, it was closed, and there was no way out of there, and there's no way in unless,
But you could still hear, could you not?
oh, I can hear just fine.
Could you hear Ronald Kitchen cry out in agony at any time during that morning?
I never heard Ronald Kitchen cry out in agony over anything.
All right, so you heard him cry earlier, but you didn't hear him cry out in pain or agony in the morning. Is that right?
No, he never cried out in agony or pain, ever.
All right. Did you enter the room in the morning where Kitchen was being held?
Did I enter the room in the
Yeah.
morning? I entered the room he was moved pretty quick after he got the statement. I told him, get up, come on with me. And he got up, well, he went with me, and I put him in the room. And then I went back in there later. No conversations of any consequence, no nothing. He had already given my statement. I was his buddy. He got Egg McMuffins.
All right, so
It was about 8:45, 9 o'clock, he got fed.
So when you became his buddy around 8:45 or 9 a.m. when he was fed, did you around that time tell him you were going to keep going until you got tired and repeatedly beat him?
Slow down a minute. The guy gave me a statement that he was in a house that was full of white people when he got there, and they were dead when he left. Why? Just using logic says no. He hasn't given it stuff and signed a statement yet. Why would you alienate somebody like that?
Well,
Think of her a minute,
let me
Flint.
focus you. I'm trying to focus you now on
I'm
the
trying to
police
say,
code of
yes, it
silence,
exists.
not about
Does it
doctors.
exist? Yes.
He's answering the question.
Does it exist? Yes.
You're covering for John Burge, aren't you?
Sounds like it, doesn't it? No, I don't know John Burge. I don't know him personally. He's in the chain of command.
He was your commander, wasn't he? At Area 3, wasn't he the commander?
Yeah, he was the commander.
And he was your commander for 3 years, wasn't he? From 1988 to 1991? He was your commander, wasn't
He
he?
was my commander until he went away or I went away. I don't know which one
He
went
was your
first.
boss, wasn't he?
So was Matt the Rat Rodriguez.
Matt
He was my
Rodriguez
boss, too.
didn't sit in the same area as you did he?
No, but he was the boss.
And John Burge was, in fact, had a reputation when he came to Area 3 that you knew about. Isn't that right?
Flint, slow down. I decided that I'm not going to have my blood pressure pills work overtime. You're trying to get me upset. I'm flying that boat today, all right? So why don't you just calm down? It's a chain of command operation. That's the answer to your question. I'm not covering for John Burge. Could care less about John Burge. John Burge right now is sitting somewhere, I don't even know what joint he's in. But he's down there for whatever reason. All right?
He's down there for perjury.
That's the story
isn't
on
he?
that one. That's the story on that one. John Burge and I, it's not like I'm sending him love letters or mailing him cigarettes, okay? We're not friends. I ain't covered for him. If you think I'm going to take my family and put them at risk for that mutton head, you're way out of line.
All right, let's take a 5-minute
Okay.
break.
You're barking up the wrong tree. But as far as getting me excited,
Off the record, 11:36.
Did you, at Area 3, after he was brought in, Ronald Kitchen, did you and Detective Kill enter the interrogation room and extensively beat and strike Ronald Kitchen in the face and the neck and the chest and groin with fists and kick him in the back and ribs and groin?
I will assert my Fifth Amendment right.
And did you do that after he refused to answer your and Kill's questions about who the plaintiff had been speaking to regarding the murders?
I will assert my Fifth Amendment right.
And did you do that in an attempt to get a confession or admissions from Ronald Kitchen?
I will assert my Fifth Amendment right.
And did you re-enter the room after leaving that Kitchen was being held in and subject him to a second round of physical abuse, including punching and kicking him out of a chair in which he was seated, and punching him in the ribs and groin as he laid on the floor?
I will assert my Fifth Amendment right.
And did you at any time in either of these sessions hear Detective Kill refer to Ronald Kitchen as a nigger?
I will assert my Fifth
There are
Amendment
also
right.
a widespread and long-standing de facto policy, practice, and custom at Area 2 and later at Area 3 under your command, and also under the supervision of Sergeant Byrne, of manufacturing, fabricating, or using improper suggestive tactics to obtain false witness statements.
I will assert my Fifth Amendment
In
privilege.
fact, was there a long-standing and widespread policy, practice, and custom of perpetuating, encouraging, or condoning the police code of silence at Area 2 and later at Area 3?
I will assert my
And
Fifth
in
Amendment.
fact, was there a policy, practice, and custom at Area 2 that was, and later at Area 3, that was widespread and long-standing of covering up and suppressing evidence and findings of abuse and other witness manipulations?
I will assert my Fifth Amendment
Sir,
privilege.
did you supervise in any way the interrogation of Ronald Kitchen on the 25th and 26th of August, 1988?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to not answer that question.
Sir, did you in any way supervise or direct or otherwise become aware of any physical abuse of Ronald Kitchen on the 25th or 26th of August, 1988?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to not answer that question.
Sir, did you become aware of whether statements that were taken from Kitchen, Wilson, or Reeves, Wilson or Kitchen were in fact coerced by physical abuse?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to not answer that question.
Sir, did you participate in or become aware of whether the statements by either Wilson or Kitchen were fabricated by detectives under your command?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right
Sir,
to not answer that question.
If this abuse had happened on the third floor where you were at Area 3 and there were noises such as yelling, you would have heard them, wouldn't you?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to not answer
While
that
at
question.
Area 3, did you participate with Lieutenant Burge, Detective Maslenka, Detective Palladino, Detective Boudreaux, Detective Kill, and Detective Halloran and others in a plan to torture and abuse suspects in order to obtain confessions?
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to not answer that question.